Well, it is Tuesday, December 19th, back to the regular old grindstone after a really fun trip to Arizona. Congrats to Katie and Aaliyah on their wedding and their marriage. 8:38 a.m. Tuesday, December 19th, headed back for the old morning/afternoon poker session at the old K-Star. I guess it's time for a little hours challenge update, and I gotta get things rolling here in the last half of the month. 56 hours 36 minutes, that's behind my average month schedule. Obviously did have the 4 days in Arizona, only able to get one poker session in. But it's time to put the hammer down, see how many hours we can get. I gotta make things happen, or I'm gonna be buying a steak dinner. I guess buying 4 steak dinners, and I'd like to get mine for free. Well, it is just about 10:30. Looks like they're getting ready to start the game. Had to wait a bit, but positive note on that. Got about a half an hour walk in. The weight loss challenge started out gangbusters. I think that first, I forget what that first weigh-in was. We got her down to 253 at one point. Knocked her back up on the wedding weekend, so we got to get that back down. But poker is the priority right now.
It was good. I stayed awake.
You stayed awake for it?
I did.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's the first time?
Well, no, it's just last.
Stepped out for a visit with the boys on the trail. Already had lunch. A few interesting hands. First decently interesting hand I got on the day. Pick up pocket aces in early position. There's a limp or two. I bump it up to 18. A late position player puts in the 3-bet to $40. I'm not going anywhere, and I decide to 4-bet to 100. He makes the call. Flop comes Jack 3-3 with 2 diamonds. I have no diamonds. I lead out for 100. He jams it all in there for 140, I believe. I make the call. I'm not sure what the run out is, but my hand's good. A bit later, we look down at pocket queens, also in early position. This time we opened to $16. That same player who was in the last hand makes the call in middle position, as does the big blind, who short stacked probably has about $100 or so to start the hand. Flop comes out pretty nice. King, queen, 5 with a diamond and 2 spades, I believe. We lead out for 30. The middle position player folds. The big blind makes the call. The turn is an offsuit 9. And the big blind just jams it all in there for $72. We make the call, and our hand is good. 2 o'clock right now, heading back on in there, see if we can make something happen. All right, still rocking and rolling in there. Couple interesting hands to go over. First one, it's a straddle pot, button straddle. We are in the small blind with king, queen of diamonds. We open it up to $25, folds around to the button. He makes the call. Flop comes Jack 10-6 with 1 diamond. We lead out for a 30. The button min raises to $60. We think about our options and then decide on a call. The turn is the 7 of diamonds, so now we have the backdoor flush draw to go along with our open ender. And we've got a bit of a decision to make, but I don't think it's that tough a one. Our opponent has about $130 left. I think it's $131. So we go ahead and ship it on in there and hoping to fold out top pair type hands. He thinks for quite a while, then makes the call. River bricks out. Our opponent shows ace jack offsuit, and his hand is good. A bit later, we are in middle position with pocket fours. A young, tight, aggressive player opens to 15 from early position. We make the call, as does one late position player and the big blind. 4 ways to a flop of 10, 9, 4 rainbow. So we're loving that. The glorious 4 on the flop. Checks to the initial raiser. He continues the story. He bets $40. We go ahead and flat call this one. It's a pretty dry board. One straight draw out there. Late position player folds, and the big blind looks like he's debating a raise, but he makes the call as well. Turn is a pretty innocuous card. A 3 of spades. It does bring the backdoor spade draw in. And at this point, the initial raiser makes it pretty apparent that he has an overpair. He bets 125. The only thing we're really worried about here is a backdoor flush draw, pricing that in. We debate flatting or raising. The big blind only has about $200 left on the turn. We decide to raise here. We raise the initial raisers 125 to 275. The big blind slides his cards in, says he folded top pair with a flush draw. The early position raiser then crams it all in there. I believe about 350 total. We make the call. The river is an offsuit 10, so we boat up. I fast roll my hand before the 10 comes out. He says that's good, and we scoop a nice pot. Head back in there. I'm not sure how much longer we're gonna play. Look at this. We have a bit of a winter wonderland here in the theater area of the Kansas Star.
Good game, everyone. Later.
That's all she wrote for today. Started with the game, opened the table at 10:30-ish. And it's time to get going to Christmas light show. Good day. In for $300, out for $15.05.
You ready for this?
I played a trick on him.
Still wearing PJs? Which way you go? Ooh, look at those. These lights are pretty cool up here.
Look at that, Max.
Whoa, it's like a casino.
Cool. So left.
Alright, left. Holy moly.
Wow.
Lead the way, Max.